I'll just put it out there right here now, I haven't watched any of the Death Note anime nor read any of the manga, so don't expect me to compare this to the original source material too much. Now Netflix's Death Note film isn't too far away from coming out, however what's very interesting is the fact that in this year's San Diego Comic-Con, there was actually a secret screening for the entire Death Note film. And the way the test audience has responded to this adaptation of Death Note is rather mixed to say the least. And this was to be expected considering that what this version of Death Note needs to succeed was no easy task. Because not only did this version have to take a lot of liberties from the original source material while at the same time paying tribute to it, but also have to cram in an entire series in just under 2 hours. And like I said, this is no easy task to accomplish. Now as far as story goes for Netflix's Death Note, it is pretty much exactly what you were expecting. We have Light who discovers the Death Note and with his newfound powers, decide to quote unquote cleanse the world from all crime, becoming a serial killer known as Kira, while we have the detective L who is trying to track down Kira in the process. Now this is one of these things where the die-hard fans of Death Note will not enjoy this adaptation too much, because like I said earlier, this adaptation will skip through most plot points from throughout the series, and plus many of the characters have been altered so that they can blend in more towards this incarnation of Death Note, seeing as this version will take place in the US, and this to me seems like an adaptation in which the die-hard fans will be alienated by, however the casual fans might actually enjoy this. Now according to the test audience, most people don't like this incarnation of Light, because this version of Light is completely different from the one in the anime and the manga, and also people find the acting to be weak on his part. Now like I said, I don't know too much about the anime or manga, however what I understand is the fact that Light in the original is meant to be more of this charming, cunning and cold character, while this version of Light seems to be more of a whiny brat. And I think what this version is trying to do is make Light more of a relatable character, but seeing as how Light for the most part is a villain anyway, I don't see why that change was necessary. The original characteristics for Light would have been just fine. And speaking of characters who are changed somewhat drastically, we also have the character of L, who in the original version, as far as I could understand, is a character who is rather strange, doesn't understand people on an emotional level, and also does many strange gestures. However, this version of L, despite having most of that intact, is more of a grounded character, as well as being the sort of main enemy for Light. And despite how people think that in some cases he's a little too over the top, many people still quite like this version of L. A character who has been changed quite a bit, however still has the heart of L intact. And we also have the character of Misa, who is also going to be drastically different, as in the original Misa is creepily obsessed with Light and worships his questionable motives. While in the Netflix version, much like how L is more grounded, Misa, or rather Maya in this version, will be scaled back on her obsession and will be a more realistic take on the character. And as far as I could gather, many people are actually okay with this version of Misa. And saving the best for last, we have Ryuk, who many people from the test screening consider him to be one of the best things to come out of the Netflix version, praising William Dafoe's portrayal of the character. Now the film doesn't reveal too much about Ryuk and his origin nor even his motivations, however it's been hinted at enough that some people might actually enjoy. And despite how there are several moments where Ryuk looks a little fake according to some people, for the most part he looks spot on, and steals every scene he's in. And speaking of special effects, the overall style of the film many people praise, as for the most part it does feel like Death Note coming to life on a small screen. And the majority of the special effects as well as some of the imagery in this film actually work, while some say that the writing for the overall film is a little inconsistent, specifically with some of the dialogue as well as the first half being a little jumpy. But like I said, they're trying to adapt an entire series into a 2-hour film, which is no easy feat. And overall, according to the early screenings of Death Note, this version seems like a very solid incarnation of the source material. And although there are some weak aspects according to many people, there are more things that this version does right than wrong. But I am aware that there are many fans of Death Note who are extremely die-hard fans and will probably not enjoy this take on the source material, mostly because of the drastic change that the Netflix version had to do in comparison to the original source material. And although this may not be a huge hit for the die-hard fans of Death Note, it there will probably be plenty of casual fans who will enjoy this incarnation and maybe introduce new people into the realm of Death Note. And based on the earlier reviews, it seems like Netflix's Death Note will not share the same fate as Dragon Ball Evolution. So does the early reviews get you more excited for the Death Note Netflix film, or are you still skeptical about this new interpretation? Comment below and share some thoughts. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Take care and have a good one.